All right, guys, today we're on Thames Ford Lake. It's early November. It's probably one of my favorite times of the year. It's the fall. The water has started to drop on Thames Ford this week, and for me that means crappie fishing. It's dropped about 2 foot this week, and usually at this time of the year up here, whenever the water starts falling, it positions the crappie on the treetops and on some boat docks, and it makes them kind of group up and a little bit easier to catch. This is my first outing for crappie this season, so hopefully we're going to catch enough to put together a decent video. But stay tuned. Hopefully we'll show you some tips along the way. Just had a hit because it stopped, but nothing was there and I didn't feel nothing. Oh, there was another one. There he is. Yep, that's what we're looking for. Black nose.
Oh, that's a nice.
He's not huge. Well, there's the first crappie of the fall season. Black nose. I've had a couple of hits on that, so that means they're hitting a little funny today. Well, we'll put them in the box. I don't know if we're going to keep today or not, but we'll put a few in the box to get some good pictures with, regardless. Now it's your turn, bud. There we go. Oh. There he is. There he is. That ain't acting like a crappie, but it is.
Is it good?
Got it. No, we don't need to. We don't need to dip net. That one hit like it was supposed to, but about a 9.5 would be my guess. I don't think he'll keep. We're gonna throw him back. We're just gonna let her go right here. Don't think he'll keep. There you go.
That one went back there.
That one kind of took off like it was like a strike for the. Darn it, Gordon. I think they're way. There he is. Oh!
Off. I felt like it was moving.
Well, Will sort of kind of got his skunk out of the boat.
I felt like it was. I was like.
Well, you were doing it over toward the, and I thought you were hung.
No, I felt it kind of moving.
And you were doing it toward the blade of that tree. I mean that. No,
Black nose.
black nose, but he didn't keep. See if you can get her up under there as far as you did that one again. I'm pretty sure. You coming?
Problem is you have to let it fall till you either get a bite or hung up. That's just the way it's probably gonna be. Yeah, if you don't pop it, you're going to for sure. You got a fish? Or are you hung?
Fish.
You got
Fish
your drag set. Yeah, that's a crappie. It's a crappie. You want me to? You better get him in. Will got his skunk out of the boat. Good job. Get him up here and show him to the camera, dude. I saw him. That one kind of hit like a bluegill. Your line jumped, and you had your drag set too loose, didn't you?
Yeah.
That's a keeper. Yeah, show him that one. You smell him? Mm-hmm. He smells like a crappie. Yeah, old Dad, you ain't even got to measure that one. See what I mean? Yeah. I was reeling that one in and it got hung. I can probably get over that one and show you a little trick here. Hopefully it'll come off, but I make several of these up every year when I'm crappie fishing. All it takes is a snap and a bell sinker. And I know it's just a cheap crappie jig. I pull my own jigs, but it saves a lot of retying time. And I let the boat drift over it too far, but you let it go down to it and pop it a couple of times and you get your jig back.
Can you do it?
Yeah, let me get this cast just went right where I wanted it to. Oh God. He hit it and my bell was open. There he is. Well, I had to let that one fall.
He's good.
No. He's a keeper.
Yeah, he's definitely good.
Okay.
No, that's bigger than me. Get in here, yeah.
Yeah, it is a little bigger than I thought.
Yeah.
It's a good one. Black nose. Boy, I had to let it fall. Probably 11 inches or so. We got limage right up under us. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. That would have left a mark. Don't think it's gonna take long on this one. Oh, that feels like a good one too. Look at that flash. Yep, this is a good one. That one's probably worth dipping there. It just went limp. It just went limp.
As you said, it won't take long. That's
Watch out. He was deep. I had to let her fall. Look at that. That's pretty. Sun shining on it.
He swallowed.
He sure did. Smells like a crappie. Got that crappie smell. Look at that. That's probably a 12-incher. Like I say, I don't know exactly. And that thing's got some pipes in it too. Which is going to make it tough to get to without getting hung up. There was something right there. There he is. That thing don't lie. That tree don't lie. I mean, that graph don't lie. We just did some graphing and saw him up under the dock.
What, man?
Get in your line after you say it. You got to keep it. Now there he is. He was right up there on it. It feels like a good one too. Feels like a real good one. This might be a dipper here. He's just fighting hard, but he's a keeper. Woo! That was almost a. That's probably another 11-incher. 11 and a half. It's a decent one. I'm good. I'm gonna try to keep us off the. I'm gonna let you try to get up there and get you one. It's all right. Just don't stick it in it. Pop it. That second one wasn't very deep at all. It wasn't but about 6 or 8. Got him?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah, it's a good. It's a good one, Dad. Oh, that's. Oh,
Yeah, he's a good one. He's a good one. Don't be careful with him. Yeah.
baby.
Will got him a good one.
You didn't touch your sonar, I thought it was.
Yeah.
Oh, you did.
That one's thick. You gonna let him get out?
I'm not.
Hold him up there for the
Yeah.
camera to see. That's a good one. That one may be close to 12 there.
That's it.
Yeah.
Belly on him.
That one just kind of made your line go limp, didn't it? Let me see if I can get in this one right here.
Do that one perfect.
There he is. No, if he comes off, he is a keeper. But I think I got her. That one, my line just stopped.
That's actually actually a small one for this.
Yeah, that's probably a 10-incher.
Yeah, you gonna put him on.
We're gonna check him and make sure, but I believe that's a keeper.
Yeah, you can save it so I can check it.
I think my thing's right back there. Alright guys, what we're doing here, we are scanning a dock. We actually scanned 2 or 3 and we found, as you can see, that right there is a brush pile or treetops, or a treetop, and there's definitely fish on it. And the reason we know is because we stopped and fished it. And we caught 4 fish off of it, but as you can see, there's still plenty of fish in it that just aren't going to bite. That was the first time that we had fished this dock. And when we went by it and saw that, I had a feeling we would probably get a few bites on it. A lot of times you won't catch everything out of it. But as you can see there, I hope that's showing up well on the screen. I'm going to move over and zoom in on it. Of course, this is my side imaging, as everybody can tell. And I'm going to zoom in. And you can see the individual fish that it's showing on it. And I could go across it at a different angle and probably get a better view. But that's what they look like on your graph, on your side imaging. And these newer units, this is an 1199, but these newer units would show it a whole lot better than this one does. But I've got mine dialed in pretty good, and I know how to read them. But that's the brush pile there, and this is the boat dock slips that it's showing. But I hope that shows up good on the camera. We caught 4 out of that. Get him. Get him. I don't know why you can't. There he is. He was out here off of the... It's a good one too.
Ooh.
It is a good one. Dadgummit, Will, I'm sorry, man. I was fishing out here because I didn't think that's where he was going to be. That's probably a 11 and a half incher. I'll take it. They aren't even, they're not fighting aggressive today for some reason. Water temp's still about 60, 64, 65 degrees. Get down there and get him. There you go. You just got a hit.
Mm-hmm.
That usually means little ones. So your line jump.
Mm-hmm, and I felt it.
Yeah, usually that means a little one. Not always, but About 90% of the time it does. And it could be just the river bite's not as good because of all the current where they're sucking this water. Oh, that's good. There he is. That's a keeper too. Who would have thought?
Holy shit.
He was out here deep. Never felt him. My line just stopped. Whew. Smelled like a crappie. Looks like a crappie. Probably 11 and a half or so. Pretty. All right, guys, we went beside another dock here, and as you can see here, it's showing fish up under this dock. Now, we haven't fished it yet. Don't mean we will catch them, but hopefully you're able to see that right there, that there's those marks right there are fish. I'm going to go over to it and zoom in, and sometimes that'll make the fish stand out a little better. But you can see the individual fish right there. I'm going to go back down. Sometimes it distorts it too much, but there's fish, there's a fish, there's a fish, there's a fish, and there's a couple of fish right there. And this is probably just some kind of feedback right here that's not really fish. But there's more than a handful there. We're gonna see if we can talk one of them into biting. I'm trying to give you the first shot, but I don't know if you'd have done that one or not. Oh yeah. Yeah. This is a good one right here, dude. This is probably a dipper. Look at that.
Yeah, baby. There. That's a nice, and that's at least 12. It'd be close. I don't know if it'd be close.
Check that out. He was deep up under there. Deep. It's a good one. That might be close to that one you caught, Will, earlier in the day. Never felt him hit. I just picked up and he was there. I don't know what I'm hitting. There he is. Get him go. Yeah. I'm gonna lose him. I think I got him.
You got him.
That one's a thick one.
Can't do crap.
Look how thick that one is across the shoulders. Another 11 and a half, 12 incher. Well, they're pretty down there fighting in that sunlight. Sorry, Will. You just gotta... Hey, Jeffrey was the same way about your age. He just had to practice. And I'm gonna tell you, they're not stacked today. Oh, I went a long ways that time. Yeah, and I think you're pulling it away and out over them. In other words, you're not going deep enough. Oh, did you see that? This is kind of why I don't like shooting docks, because I know you can't do what you need to, but we got to do it to catch them today. I mean, we might not have caught as many today if it hadn't been for, there you go, both of us got under there. There he is. Oh, he felt big at first. He might keep. I don't know. That's a little one. We're gonna throw that one back. We're probably gonna throw all of them back, but probably about a 9-incher, 8.5, 9. All right, guys, that wraps up actually a pretty tough day of crappie fishing here on Thames. We managed to scrape up, I think 13, 14 keepers, something like that. We caught a few little ones that we didn't show on camera. But all in all, it's about what I expected for our first trip up here this fall. We caught most of them ended up catching most of them on boat docks that had brush around them. We used our side imaging and found brush, and of course some of the spots are spots that I've hit the last 2 or 3 years up here that the brush is still there. But a lot of times that's a key up here, just figuring out what docks and what brush piles they're on. And once they drop this water a little bit more, they'll start to gather up in more numbers on each spot. Thanks for watching. Appreciate you subscribing. If you hadn't already subscribed, hit the subscribe button. If you like what you're seeing, hit the like button. And we'll do it again next time.